Ugh, the sick day struggle is real. But with Dimetapp, it doesn't have to be. Children's Dimetapp works quickly to soothe multiple bothersome cough, cold, and allergy symptoms in a single dose. Our fast-acting formulas are designed with kids in mind, so they get everything they need and nothing they don't. Available in liquid and on-the-go chewable tablets. Tap the banner now to shop at Amazon and say goodbye to the sick day struggle with Dimetapp. Use as directed.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
You're listening to Achtung Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Bermondsey. Accept no substitute.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome to possibly the worst ground in football. What do you reckon? Is the Trade Loftus Road Stadium the worst ground in football? I would put it in the same sentence as that statement. Personally, I think it's a horrid, cramped, Mihailo-built, horrid place. I can't think of an analogy. We are waiting for the two teams to come out of this championship fixture. Queen's Park Rangers versus Millwall. QPR going great guns at the moment. I think they're in sixth spot coming into this afternoon's fixture. 12:30 Sky TV fixture. Thank you, Sky. Lions just 2 places behind them, 1 point behind them in 8th. Your team news, dear listeners. Crocombe in goal. Bender apparently has had a knock. But the main news is up front. Ivanovic starts. No Josh Coburn in the squad this afternoon. Apparently he was on the coach, people tell me, and he limped off the coach, so who knows what the measure of injury Josh Coburn has sustained. The normal Millwall injury this season has been months and months and months, isn't it? So let's hope that's not the case. Anyway, he's not in the starting lineup, he's not on the bench this afternoon. So Ivanovic leads the line up front. Across the back line, Leonard, Cooper, Kramer and Sturge scored a fantastic third goal last week, 2 weeks ago versus West Bromwich Albion. In front of them, the midfield two of Billy Mitch and Massimo Luongo. The attacking three this afternoon, Femi Azeez scored that masterful second one. What a strike that was. Will Swalbone and Turno Ballo with Ivanovic up front, as we've said. The bench does look a little bit stronger. The returning age, we'll see who we get involved in the afternoon's business. I'm stood standing right next to a girder. Listeners, here come the two teams. Lions this afternoon, they're all black kit. Rangers will be in their traditional blue and white hoods, of course. 1,700 travelling Lions fans. I think we've got the upper deck only. As I say, it's a very tight, cramped place to watch your football. People seem to rate it online, though. The away fans guide seem to rate it as one of the most atmospheric places in football. I would differ with that. But anyway, enough churlishness. I believe this is going to be a tribute for Gordon Jago, our 1970s manager. Gordon Jago's blue and white army for Lions, and also QPR manager during some of their glory days in the early 70s. He passed away recently in the USA. Made a life and career in the US after leaving English football in the 70s. Both teams lining up around the centre circle.
QPR club ambassador Andy Simpson and Millwall director Trevor Keys will now lay wreaths on behalf of both clubs.
Gordon Jago's Blue and White Army, dear listeners, 75, 76. My earliest exposure to promotion, success at Millwall, and a very attractive team to watch, full of heroes. Gordon Jago was their manager, and this is a tribute to him. Really nicely done by both clubs, fair play. They will be attacking the away end in the first half. We will be attacking the home end. I think that the Vendel Bede would approve of this. I don't think he ever commented on Queen's Park Rangers, but he would approve of it. That was the taking of the knee, dear listeners. The game is underway after that moment of controversy. QPR straight onto the attack. Shot from distance, shot on target, batted away by Max Crocombe outside the penalty area. Blimey. Not even 30 seconds on the clock there. That was a great shot and a great save by Max Crocombe. Julian Stephen, the QPR manager, speaking to News at Den, said that he thinks we'll be top 6 contenders. A bit of a mutual admiration society going. Alex Neil saying similar things about QPR in their pre-match build-up. So far they've been bright, dear listeners. In comes the ball. It's taken well by Max Crocombe. Decisively so. Good tackle there, Luongo. Breaking forwards, we have a goal. Smallbone. Oh! Shot from distance, tipped over. Nicely placed shot from Will Smallbone. The edge of the D, top right hand corner. It's tipped over by the goalkeeper. Right sided corner, 8 minutes. 8.5 minutes. First chance from Millwall, dear listeners. Luongo clutching his face, listeners. This looks a bit ominous. 11 minutes, he's still receiving treatment out there. You don't look well. Bloke down below us wearing a Mexican hat, bizarrely behind a Moroccan flag, listeners. Make of that what you will. This is the verdict of the travelling support, though. Stretcher out for Luongo. Well, Millwall's injury woe continues. He's leaving by stretcher, listeners. There he goes, listeners. Looks like it's going to be Denor to come in much earlier than he might have expected. So that'll be a big loss. Luongo's been a very useful, industrious player since he arrived. Gaspador to come in. 14 minutes, been a delay of 4 minutes. Cleared by Leonard. Ball breaks. This is Ballo on the left side. Can he ball into the middle? Oh, he's across the face of the goal. It's still in place. Azeez. He was judged offside. This is. I think that was a golden opportunity, but I think the flag had gone up for him. I have to see that again. The ball nicely placed, crossfield ball from Ballo. Azeez following him, but he seemed to pull at the last minute. I think that was because he was offside. QPR break. Measure the penalty on the right side. Shot onto the roof of the bar. Wow. From the 11. Tip shot from the left side onto the roof of the bar, onto the top of the bar. Ticking towards 19 minutes. Lions catch a break there. They look a useful attacking unit. 20 minutes coming towards the halfway point of the first half, plus obviously injury time. Both sides going very close. Shot well saved early from QPR, and in that moment they go where they hit the crossbar, on top of the crossbar, and a brilliant break forwards, but shot by Smallbone, which is tipped over at full stretch by the QPR goalkeeper. So both sides are going at it. Ball gets the unfortunate break. This is full on 22. I've just been praising. They've got a lucky break there. That's Richard Kona, isn't it? 22. Scuffed that one wide. He came from a team called Athletic Newham, who were playing at the Newham Leisure Centre not that long ago. He went to Wickham and now has moved on to QPR. It's quite the rags to riches story. I speak from some knowledge because I went round and there was a game on one day which I managed to side and across and have a quick look at, and he was playing for them. Athletic Newham. Essex League, Senior League. Controversially given corner. Jake Cooper didn't think it was. The Millwall crowd didn't think it was. The linesman did. There you go. That's his reputation impugned, dear listeners. We're on 29.5 minutes. Ball's not sticking down the QPR end for very long at the moment, and as somebody just said there, hold it. Because at the moment, we're under pressure. Every time we're clearing, it's going to a hooped shirt. Ball forwards from Billy towards Azeez. What can he do? Oh, beautiful shot and save. 1-0 Millwall, Femi Azeez! What a take, what an instinctive shot! Long ball forward, the classic Billy Mitchell trademark. Finds Femi Azeez, first one bundled to early, gets the second ever on target. 1-0 Millwall! 35 minutes. Nice goal, nice goal. DJ Femi. Well, against the flow of the half, but we don't care about that, dear listeners. DJ Femi slides one in. I'll have to see it again. It looked like his first effort. Long ball forward from Billy Mitchell, as per the second goal versus West Brom. Great run forward from Femi Azeez. First effort got slightly battered away by the goalkeeper, but he managed to stab in the second one from a tight angle with aplomb. With aplomb. Banner with Merva Tidfield written on it over here. Merva Tidfield of Morocco. This is QPR though, just outside the little penalty area, rightwards. Picked up by Casper Denoir. Small ball. Mitchell out wide. This will be Azeez. We've got Leonard overlapping him, ball into the box. Almost onto the head of Ivanovic. Nice cross, nice idea, 42 minutes. This is Azeez. Ball into the box. 2-0! Ball into Azeez, headed home by Ivanovic! Who was it? I was saying hasn't contributed much to the half. 2-0 Millwall. 45 plus 3, the ball snakes across, headed home from close by, or from Azeez, headed home from close by Ivanovic. 2-0.
Big fucking Serbian, we got a big fucking Serbian, big fucking Serbian, we got a big fucking Serbian.
Well, what a turnaround. See this coming at the start of the half, listeners. This is Azeez again, midfield now. Ball over, trying to find Smallbone on the left side. He's worked his way through. That's going to go for a left side throw-in. Big turnaround. I thought at times in that first half, listeners, there is half time. Lions leading 2-0, but at moments in that first, I thought we were at full stretch. As it is, goals from Azeez. And late from Ivanovic have really turned matters around. Lions lead it 2-0 at the break.
This episode is brought to you by CBS. DMV is a brand new workplace comedy turning misery into magic and chaos into comedy. Starring Harriet Dyer and Tim Meadows, DMV is here to serve you laughs. Watch Mondays at 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, teams are out there, listeners, as you can probably tell. The second half. I thought that was a really strong turnaround by the Lions in that first half. I thought we were up against it the bulk of the first half. And then gradually took control, especially after that goal from Femi Azeez, and then the late comfort of that 2-0 lead from Mihailo Ivanovic. But I thought a really strong turnaround. Lions will be attacking the away end in the second half. And away we go. Can we keep this 2-0 lead for the bulk of the half and maybe look to press on and get, a little bit more? Or is that an unambitious way to look at it? I don't know, listeners. That's how I'd look at it if I was a football manager. Stay strong, stay organised, keep them at bay, and let the clock do its work. Probably people screaming at their car stereos listening to this right now, with the benefit of hindsight. Anyway. Looks like Leonard got elbowed there, listeners. Having outdone the QPR forward, looks like he's had a little dig with his elbow. Long way away from where I was, but that's what it looked like from this distance. He's down on the floor at the moment, 49 minutes. Nasty little elbow jab. Snidey move. I would put that player on my little book. Like Jack Charlton used to have a little black book, listeners, of players he was going to do. He would be in my little black book. Well, 60 minutes there, listeners. Lions so far, touch wood, rabbit's foot, lucky heather in hand, looking in control. Famous last words those could be, couldn't they? So far so good. 2-0 lead, intact. Back to Sturge. Ball in for Azeez. Ball fired in from Azeez from a nice ball forwards from Sturge there. Hint of handball, but not given. Will make a good aftershave, wouldn't it? Hint of handball. 66 minutes, we're coming towards the halfway mark of the second half there, listeners. And, dare I say it again, tempting Lady Fate. Millwall looking pretty much in control of this 2-0 lead at the moment. QPR have shown none of the brightness that they showed in the opening phase of the match. Looks slightly like the wind has left their sails. But that could be tempting the football gods, couldn't it? And their sense of humour, so I'd better shut up. But 66 and a half minutes, Lions leading well at the moment, 2-0. Coming out. Arrivederci coming in, I believe. No more from me this afternoon, Ballo. And Azeez coming out. QPR spread the ball to the right side, 76, coming on 77 minutes. Ball in, it should be cleared, not quite. It's a wild shot. They look very ragged in the second half compared with their brightness in the first half. It's quite astounding. The first goal seemed to sap their strength, and the second one seems to have certainly taken away. This is a left-sided corner anyway for QPR before I go too far. So they must have taken a deflection, that wild shot. So it's a left-sided corner. Near post, and it comes, bouncing around. Runs through for a goal kick. No, corner, right-sided corner. So another corner in, second successive, and it comes from the right. And it clear at the near post. Bloke in the Mexican hat, an eccentric, I would imagine, has been relentlessly haunted. There's a Denor coming out there, he's putting on a really good show. came in much earlier than you might have expected. 10 minutes in, I believe it was. Very, very strong Casper de Noor performance now, substituted. It'll be Luke Cundall that comes in. Well done Casper de Noor. Another one as well, it's going to be Ivanovic, goal scorer. Ivanovic, first one of the season, of course, coming out from Macaulay Langstaff. Handshake from Alex Neil. Then he's having a word with him. Ball evades Sturge on the right side there. Shot high over the bar. Thankfully, that was a moment there. Sturge stumbled, couldn't quite make that ball forwards, and the forward managed to collect under this with space and put it over the bar. Nice dodge a slight bullet there on 83 minutes. Ball breaks. This is the 7. Edge of the D. Ball swings through. Ball fired in from close. 2-1. Quite a bit of lax play there, and they fired it in from close range. Makes the last 5 minutes nervy, dear listeners. Just what we didn't want. .5 minutes. There'll be a few minutes of added time, almost certainly. Crocombe just going down there. We'll put a couple of minutes on, I think.
The fourth official is indicating a minimum of 8 additional minutes. 8 minutes.
How long? 8 minutes? Where did that come from? Did I hear that right? 8 minutes? Fuck me. Huge long tune. Bouncing around. Oh, close range header over the bar. Bloody hell, listeners. 95 minutes on the stadium clock. This is tense stuff. This is unexpectedly tense after a long second half of pretty much solid Lions control. Could have done with an easier time of it, listeners, as I'm sure you could. Overhead kick into wide of the left post, goal kick. Billy Mitch takes it to the halfway line. Shirt is blatantly tugged there. He sprays it out wide left. This gets a free kick for that, which is shooter's fine, to be honest with you. On the halfway line, 97 minutes. This should be the last of the 8. I can't believe we're playing 8 minutes added time, but there we are. Free kick Millwall on the halfway line. There's a rugby-style kick to touch. Player goes up for something or other. Stops QPR from any hint of a late flower that continues through 98th minute. Crowd sense it. A very, very strong win if this comes to pass, listeners. Within touching distance now of it. There's fine win, excellent win, great second half on the Lions. But for that late consolation goal by QPR, that was very, very, very comfortable indeed. Goals from Azeez in the first half, and then that late first half winner, as it turns out to be, from Ivanovic. Lions take 3 points at a difficult place to go, dear listeners. There you go. We shall be back after these messages. Good win.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kan du norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
You don't technically need this car. You say that out loud to yourself. You say, I have no space. You say, I'm just looking. Then you click. Then you zoom in on photo number 87 and whisper, oh no. Then you text a friend, the one who always enables you. You say to yourself, This is the last one, knowing it is not. You don't need this car. But maybe, just maybe, this car needs you. Bring a trailer. It's never just a car.
Achtung, Millwall.
Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back. Welcome back to the post-match review of yesterday's excellent win at Loftus Road. Joining me to chew over the cud of yesterday's victory at Rangers is a long-time friend of the show, but I was just saying that we haven't spoken on this show for a while now. It's Doug Hume from Stockholm. Welcome back, Doug.
Morning, Nick. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. Yeah. I don't know why we haven't spoken like this for a long time. It's just hasn't worked out so. But anyway, good to have you back on the show.
I thought I'd upset you again, but there we go.
I'm a very difficult bloke to upset, actually. But anyway, it's funny, Doug. I was watching the extended highlights this morning, dear listeners, and it's quite funny the different ways that a game appears on a TV screen versus the sense you get when you're actually in the stadium, particularly a ground like Loftus Road, which is compact and it feels quite intense in there. Because I thought we were under the cosh quite a bit in the first half, and yet when I've looked at the extended highlights, I think we actually had them under control quite a bit, didn't it? You didn't get that sense in the ground. I don't know how it appeared on the screen, but I just thought we were a little bit on the back foot there in that first half.
I thought they had a decent chance very early on from their throw-in. They had a long shot that keeper pushed wide, and there was the one that hit bar from them early on, but I think the keeper had it covered. I'm not sure he did, but
he was
he didn't seem to go for it.
He watched it go over his head, didn't he?
Yeah, but his hand was there. I'd like to think he had it covered, but speculation. But other than that, I didn't think they. I mean, yeah, they had a lot of the ball, but they didn't create anything. I thought we looked solid.
Well, having watched it's not the full game, listeners, it's the extended highlights. But I thought the first thing I wanted to say was tribute to Crocombe for making that early save, because that was in the first minute, if I remember rightly, that shot from the edge of the penalty, and he got down well for it. And I think if that had gone in the net so early, it might have been a completely different match. But coming in for Bender, who apparently is injured, Doug, I thought he did a great job, Crocombe. He looked very assured in goal.
He did, but he didn't have a lot to do, did he? That's the sort of save that you'd also have thought Bender would have got down and made. He's more problems with crosses. I think that would have you'd have expected most goalkeepers to save it. Yeah, it was a decent save, but you would hope they would have come up with that. I think.
Yeah, I think he looks more assured on balls into the box. He came out a few times, especially it seemed to
gives me more confidence.
Yeah,
and presumably the centre halves as well.
Yeah, I mean the whole defensive performance. I mean you've made the point already. They didn't have an awful lot. They were bundling around. Their two forwards are big boys, and they were looking to try and make stuff happen, but nothing much really did. And in the game, in the stadium, it probably felt a bit more fraught to me than maybe it was on screen. I don't know.
I didn't think our back centre halves really dealt with them that well, but I didn't think they caused us too many problems either. They didn't do anything once they got the ball down. They were difficult to play against, but they didn't really have much skill to do anything with it.
Yeah, true. I mean, they had the moment where I mentioned it, where they clipped the ball, which was kind of a chip rather than a shot almost. It seemed to go over the head of Crocombe, who, as I've said, was very nonchalant. Watched it touch the top of the bar. Fine, it didn't go in the net. That's good. I mean, we also create some good chances going forward. I mean, in the game yesterday, you and me messaged, and you said that we were more decisive going forwards. I mean, Smallbone had that shot, didn't he? That was a good save, I thought, by their goalkeeper.
It was an excellent save, and unfortunately, I thought Smallbone then put on an invisibility cloak, and I don't really remember seeing him much after that.
Yeah, he's quite a skillful player. He's got nice touches. I mean, the second half, he did a couple of little flicks and tricks, but he's not a player that grabs a game and takes control of it. He's a different kind. But that was a decent strike, I thought, in the first half.
Yeah, I think probably more times than not that would have gone in. Well, it's a decent save from the keeper.
Yeah, and then we're unlucky, obviously, to lose Massimo Luongo. I really like. I think he's a very industrious, busy player. But thankfully, I thought well, maybe there's a strange way to think of it, but Casper De Norre coming in was almost performance of the match in some ways, given that he's come straight back from injury and has performed for a fair chunk, 2/3 of a game there, Doug. That's quite a performance, I
I
thought.
thought the only time we looked under pressure was the last 15 minutes, and that was when De Norre went off. I
Yeah,
thought he came in and played really well, and all the sort of their attacking was coming down the side he moved out of.
yeah.
And I think having Kundal coming on, I mean, possibly we should have had Derek on the bench.
Yeah, I don't know what's become of him. He's another one disappeared into the Calmont Road hole, isn't he? Somewhere along the line. Maybe he's just seen as too young at the moment for games like this. I don't know, but I thought Denor did very well for us midfield.
I thought he looked
But
good. I think that the bench looked all. We had a lot of similar players on there. I mean, we got two left backs, although I guess you could argue Doughty's midfield as well. But
we'll come back to Doughty. We'll come back to Doughty later on.
with Kundal and it's not. There
A
wasn't a
lot of
defensive
midfielders,
midfield
Doug.
player, yeah, but and all very similar.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, performance. I mean, I would imagine Azeez. I think he got it in the stadium, and I would probably take man of the match for him overall. But the ball from Billy Mitchell, same as against West Brom. I mean, he's really developing his game now, Billy Mitch. I'm really, really good to see it.
There is an argument for putting him and Alongo and De Norre in, and I think if the other side's not playing wingers, you could almost put Taylor in at the back and drop both fullbacks and have three at the back, and then put three midfield players in. And that would be interesting because Billy could then get slightly further forward without being too far forward.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to shoot very much, Billy, does he? I mean, the ball's forward. I mean, this kind of just watch the highlights as I've said, and they describe as a quarterback pass. It was that kind of long angle, ball over the top for man of the match, Femi Azeez to run onto. What a player he's been since he's come back from injury.
I think we might struggle to keep hold of him in the January window. certainly next summer. But
we'll be top of the bank balance league if we sell him. But there we are. We'll see how that goes. Going to be an interesting dilemma for the club because I think he will catch the eye, especially after yesterday's excellent performance overall. I mean, both scorer of the goal, which was very similar to the West Brom goal. Goalkeeper, again, did well to come out for his first shot. It was quite difficult to see the exact sequence as right down the other end of the pitch from where I was.
I thought the guy who came in from, I assume it was their fullback, I thought he should have made some sort of challenge from where he was. He just seemed to run and didn't do anything when he got there for the when he got the rebound. But happy he didn't.
Happy he didn't, and he put it. In fact, he took a deflection on the way through, but there it is in the back of the net.
I mean, Azeez also had that cross that I'm not quite sure how BFS didn't put his head on it and put it straight in the back of the net. He literally couldn't miss from there. And
the commentators on the piece say could he have strained a little bit more and got his head to it because it would have only taken a touch.
He didn't seem to be stretching at all, though, did he? I wonder if there was a bit of curl on it that he hadn't read, or I don't know. I sort of just expecting to see the neck bulge, and it didn't.
It's funny, Ivanovic. I mean, obviously, Coburn injured, which I was disappointed with. That said, Ivanovic came in and got the goal, so that's his get out of jail free card. I'm not sure he plays that single forward role quite as well as Coburn, Doug.
No, he doesn't. But I think Neil needs to realise that, and we need to maybe switch the sort of balls we're playing up to him. I mean, that's not his game.
No, because I noticed Alex Neil in his post-match interview. It might have been with the BBC, it might have been with us, or it might have been Scott. I don't know who it was, but he kind of picked him out for praise for his strength on the board and laying it off and bringing players in like Coburn would do. And I'm not sure I saw that as much as they were trying to. It was almost like it was praise to G him along a little bit.
I'm not sure I saw much at all. I mean, he had the one he missed, or the one he didn't get his head on. He had the goal he scored, which again you'd have thought their centre half should have done better. He was too busy trying to hold him and watch the ball. Sky cut across quite funnily. They had Steve Bold. He's now their QPR's new defensive coach.
Oh, is he?
And I thought he's not going to enjoy that.
He would enjoy watching that cross again. That was Azeez that put the cross in. It kind of feathered its way through the whole defence, it seemed, and then
Ivanovic was close. I mean, it sounds a bit churlish to say this because he's got a goal. It's just I didn't see as much strength on the ball as maybe the club were trying to promote a little bit. I don't know. I might be being a bit unfair on him there. Second half, I thought we had the game under control largely. I don't. There were a couple of moments that the highlights showed. I don't remember too much in the second half until our nervy little late. We must have this, Doug, mustn't we? We can't get through a game 2-0 sewn up nicely. We must concede a consolation goal and go for a nervous last 10, 15 minutes or so.
I still think that was down to Denore having to come off because he's not played enough. And obviously we've got 2 big games coming up, quite right to take him off. But I thought that was where the pressure came from. I didn't think we looked under any pressure before that.
No, we didn't. No, I thought we had it nicely sewn up. I mean, we did
anything, I was expecting a third. I thought we were looking the better side up until the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the goal went in and then it became, the whole momentum seemed to shift. They had a very great chance I think it was in added time, where there was like a headed back across their penalty area and the guy headed over from close, and that was a dodged bullet, I think, because another day that goes in the back of the net and you come away feeling with a 2-2 draw, which you might have settled for at the start of the game, but having led 2-0, you'd have felt like you've had your pocket picked or something.
I thought the turning point, weirdly, was when Leonard, the fella, dived just in front of the benches and the referee pulled the yellow card out, and I thought, oh shit, he's off because he's already had one, but he'd actually booked the guy for diving.
Yeah.
And I thought that woke the crowd up.
Yeah, it seemed to get them going a bit.
But yeah.
Very quiet up until then. Doughty coming in for Barlow's just caught my eye. Doughty don't look fit to me, Doug.
There was a bit, and I think it was on X, where he's after the game where he's sort of saying yes, get in, and I thought, Christ, he's got the same body shape as me.
And me, well, you and me after we've just been in the bar, Pat.
I don't know. He's carrying a bit of tin, but let's say he's not fully match fit. But
he's not fully match. He's got work to do. I think. I don't think Alex Neil puts up with nonsense. I mean, we saw that with Connolly, who I thought was quite a decent player last season, and he was shipped out. I mean, we paid money for Doughty, but he's got to sort himself out. He's a professional footballer. He looks like he's playing Sunday League, doesn't he?
Yes. I don't know what his injury was. I mean, presumably it's something he can't be. I mean, if he's not running or whatever, he's just like...
Don't know. He's one of our own, as the song went. So that gets him a lot of credit in the bank, I suppose, at Millwall. But he certainly wasn't his elbow that was injured. The pictures. Oh dear, there we are. Anyway, so that's churlish stuff, but that's what we do on these shows, listeners. We tell it like it is. There it is, 2-1 win from the proverbial difficult place to go, Doug. I mean, QPR came into the game on a bit of a roll, and we've come away with all 3 points, justifiably so, and we're in 6th spot looking at the table. At the start of the 3 p.m. we're in 3rd.
There we start again. Is it HMS Pistol League's on its way again?
He's back on the water. I mean, Alex Neil, talking after the game, said we're a difficult team to play. We must be. I think we must be a very difficult side to face, especially if we can get our noses in front. Difficult team to play.
I think that's the key, though. We seem to need to score. We don't come from behind, do we? We need to score first.
Don't seem to. No. That's probably the next mountain that's got to be climbed, just to win one from being behind in a match. But anyway, that's we'll see. Stoke City at home on Tuesday night, Doug. I mean, they're sitting in 3rd spot, so it's getting quite tight there at the top.
I actually just watched the highlights for their game. Longman, you may remember, missed a literally open goal. He was on the sort of the angle of the 6-yard box. The ball came across, keeper palmed it out, and that would have made it 1-0.
Of course, he's playing for Wrexham, isn't he? Playing for Wrexham these days.
I didn't think they looked that great, but
no.
2-0 loss incoming, but I didn't think they looked that good. They looked like one of the teams that might be outperforming and possibly slip a little bit later on. Let's hope. Leicester will be a hard game.
Leicester was 2. I think there's going to be 2 hard games. Stoke, then Leicester, and it's all in a very rapid succession after that seemingly endless break for the internationals. I did see. I think it was Matt Richards posted that this is our best just trying to find it as I'm talking. Our best start in the Championship era, since we returned back to the Championship. Certainly the best start, in those 9, 10 seasons or whatever it is. So, given that we've neither been fully fit, we're still not going to be fully fit after Luongo and Coburn and Bender drawing injuries. It's still some achievement, I think. I mean, you can't rest on your laurels. Nearly a quarter of the way into the season, but to be in the promotion zone on the back of a fairly difficult start, I think is a bit of a tribute to Alex Neil's management. Do you like him as a manager, Doug? Alex Neil?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think he says a lot of truths as well after the game. You don't get the
The
sort of
tosh,
Gary
right?
Rowett,
No.
and he doesn't throw players under the bus.
No.
I mean, it's a general. We didn't play well. It's not a Ivanovic was shit comment. It's, I think I assume the players like him as well. It comes across they do, and I think that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I mean, that's certainly the impression I've gained whenever I've had any contact with the players at all, which is limited. I don't know any of them listeners, but they always speak highly of them as they probably would. But you can tell when it's genuine rather than the work routine that you got to praise your boss. And he does seem to generate the right atmosphere in the in the squad. Hats off yesterday, talking about atmosphere, to the 1,764, including myself, that went to Loftus Road. It's not a stadium I ever like going to, Doug. It always feels like it's made out of Meccano there. It's a very...
I like the actual stadium. I don't like getting to and from it. It's a pain in the arse.
Yeah, it's grief. Well, I suppose, each to their own. I mean, it was. I don't know.
I prefer those to the sort of the closed type grounds to the open, soulless edges.
It's not
City
soulless, no. I mean, I would agree with that. It has that kind of Luton and Brentford old ground quality of being around the back of someone's back garden. You almost have a sense that you're kind of you're certainly in the city there. I mean, you're right in the middle of the housing all around it.
I think if it was our ground and our fans got going, you could get quite a good atmosphere in there. And
if it was us, I suppose that's true. That's true. But it's not us. It's QPR. And there's a man with a Mexican hat that took an absolute pounding in there yesterday.
Well, quite rightly so.
He's one of their eccentrics, and he turns out with a Mexican hat. Don't ask me why he does this, listeners, but he does do it. And he took, if you've been listening to the live stream that I did, you will have heard plenty of it. So I'll let you speculate what he got called there, Doug.
Well, he probably deserved it, quite honestly. Why would you do it?
There we go. On to Stoke on Tuesday night. I think it'll be a tough one. I think if we can get 3 points from that one, Doug, we're really going to be on a roll Tuesday night against Stoke City.
Yeah, I agree. We're never great Tuesday nights, are we?
No,
we're not. But hopefully he'll get them going. And Stoke usually bring a few fans down. It might be a bit different.
Yeah, I should be there.
We seem to have. I think the difference this season, certainly early on versus last season, is just we've got injuries, but we've got a bit of class coming off the bench.
Yeah,
we had last year. We didn't have that.
No.
And I assume we'll have Derek on the bench if we need. So Denore probably won't do his 90 minutes, but you've got people coming on that can do the job, which I didn't think we had last year. Certainly first half of the season.
Fair play. And as you're in Sweden, Doug, I saw that the Swedish national side are struggling to get to the World Cup. That'd be an unusual event if Sweden, the perennial qualifiers for tournaments, don't make it to America next year. It's going to be quite.
Well, they're going to need a miracle to do it. I've seen Graham Potter's up for the job now. They've sacked the manager.
Reassuring for the Swedish nation, isn't it?
But he used to live up because he was manager of Östersund and he used to live up north of Sweden. So it's probably a good job for him. I mean, he's had a couple of failures in UK. Get him out, he can get his name back in the frame. And I think half the trouble is that I mean, they've got some decent forwards. Defenders are all right, but the midfield looks a little bit ploddy.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like they're going to be in the World Cup.
As club football out there, I mean, most Swedes normally, a bit like the Dutch, they kind of start at home and move on to other countries, don't they? I mean, is club football? What's the word I'm searching for? Is it a strong scene out there?
Yeah, I'm going to actually. One of my mates has got a couple of season tickets at Hammarby, and they're playing AIK, which is one of the big Stockholm derbies. I'm going this afternoon. That will probably be, I think it'll be full 40,000 odd.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
There's two quite well supported teams in Stockholm, AIK and Hammarby. There's Djurgården, which are similar-ish, and then it sort of tends to, you've got the South, like Malmo and Gothenburg.
Yeah.
I mean, some teams bring 50 away support, but the bigger games are decent. That's good.
Cool.
It's quite the support's quite decent. It's not quite Crystal Palace and it's not quite Ultras. It's sort of a bit between, but it's
Somewhere
still a
between,
bit edgy, I think. So yeah.
Well, we get quite a few Scandinavian, Swedish listeners, so big shout out to Sweden, and so a big thank you to Doug for joining us all the way from Stockholm. Thank you, Doug.
Good to chat to you, Nick.
And you, mate.
Good luck Tuesday night.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned, dear listeners.
We all love a legendary comeback, and Degree Original Cool Rush is back and better than ever. Cool Rush isn't just a scent, it's a movement, a fan favorite that delivers bold, fresh vibes and all-day sweat protection. Whether you're heading to the gym, the office, or just trying to stay fresh on a long day, Cool Rush has your back. So if you haven't tried it yet, head to your local Walmart or Target and grab Degree Cool Rush, the fan favorite scent from the world's #1 antiperspirant brand.
Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with this plight? Aha! Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating Canva sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at canva.com.
Hi, I'm Jim. I'm not an actor, just a guy living with prostate cancer. My wife and I face each day head on. We asked my doctor about Xtandi enzalutamide.
Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache.
Visit Xtandi.com to watch my story.
Achtung, Millwall.
Hello. Morning, Nick. Morning after yesterday's game. Yeah, absolutely buzzing after that. Managed to get a ticket for the game. And then, went to the game a little bit apprehensive of, which Millwall was going to turn up, But to be fair to Alex, seeing the team sheet before the game, I was quite shocked that he stuck with the same team pretty much that beat West Brom, other than Bender in goal and Corbin up front for injury reasons. But I felt like yesterday we, going to QPR with them being 6 unbeaten, it was going to be a tough ask. But we, they come firing out of the traps. I think the first 20 minutes we were a little bit under the cosh, to say the least. But I just felt like yesterday we kind of seemed to have our shooting shoes on. I just felt like there was definitely goals in us yesterday, even though we were kind of we were struggling to get out of our half first half. In the first half, for long periods, we just struggled to kind of get our foothold on the game until really the goal came. And I think let's start from the back. Max in goal, unreal yesterday, brilliant performance. He needs to start now. Didn't put a foot wrong yesterday, and the same can't be said for Bender. When he plays, there's always that chance he's going to make a mistake. And I thought Max coming in yesterday was. He just looked so comfortable. Do you know what I mean? And he had a lot to do yesterday. He dealt with everything: crosses, shots. Talking to the defenders. He's like in everyone's ear. He just looked the part yesterday. Kramer and Cooper at the back, solid. Zach Sturge, the boy's playing unreal at the moment. He doesn't do a lot wrong. And what he does do is gives us a bit of consistency going forward. Lenny yesterday, unreal yesterday. Lenny, brilliant. Obviously, the Denor coming on yesterday was a bit of a, I think a bit earlier than we were like. I don't think he was obviously 100% fit. I don't think we got more than, say, 40, 50 minutes out of him, did he? Because he subbed him again. But he looked brilliant when he come on. He looked absolutely brilliant. Mitchell, he looks unreal since he's come back from his injury the last few games. And Azeez and Ballo up on the wings, we've just got a bit of pace now. We've got a bit of, Ballo seems to chase everything down. He's in the game. He's quick. He's moving. Azeez, come on, every time he gets on the ball, he seems like he wants to make things happen. Ivanovic yesterday, for me, he got a goal, delighted for him, but again, he just seems to not be that same player as last season. I just think he's just not got the confidence, but hopefully I think that goal lifted him yesterday. And that's what we needed. I thought the subs coming on yesterday, I was a bit weary because I thought, when the subs came on, man for man, I think we were a little bit weaker. Physically wise, we were a bit weaker. They got the goal and the changes were made. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that goal was offside. One of the players coming from an offside position when the ball was played forward, surely that should take him out of the play. He gets on side for the goal. The ref and the linesman yesterday was an absolute joke. The first half, everything they were giving to QPR, and even QPR then in the second half were just falling all over the place trying to get a free kick because the ref lost the respect in the first half. 8 minutes added on time. Where did that come from? I don't know. Not unless when Lungo went down in the first half, because I thought we only had 4 minutes in the first half, which I thought he was down for a while. For him to, maybe he added it on at the end of the game, maybe. But even so, it's just it felt like we were playing 13 players yesterday, Millwall, and that's why you got to give the props to the team. We just seem to be. We were up for it yesterday. We were up for it against West Brom. We're starting to get our first team now, first 11 that we all kind of think is our first 11. We're in and around it. We're 6th now in the league. Got a tough week coming up now. I'm sure there'll be a few knocks and bruises after that yesterday because that was they were a little bit, I was doing a lot of things off the ball that never got, pulled up. Lenny got an elbow. I think Smith put a knee into someone when they were down. So that was a tough, hence the reason why you see Mill at the end of the game, they were buzzing the players because they knew that was a tough arc. So overall delighted with that yesterday. Great win for us. Rolling on Stoke, I think that's Tuesday night, isn't it? Rolling on Stoke Tuesday night. This week, I'm sure we're going to drop points this week. I can't see us winning every game, but we're in and around it. As long as we're floating in and around it, hopefully later on this season we go on a run like we usually do. As long as we're in and around it, we're in good position. So, yes, Nick, delighted with that yesterday, mate. Come on, you Lions.
Fantastic stuff from Tony Kelly there, dear listeners. Big thank you, Tone. Yeah, I go with everything you said there, mate. I thought from Crocombe, through the whole side, there were some wonderful performances. I do agree with you about Ivanovic up front. It was an instinctive goal that he got. He missed the instinctive chance a few minutes before. Doug and I were just talking about that. And the layoff stuff and the strength on the ball, I think he's got to work on that aspect of the game if he's going to want to make it as a striker in English football, which is where he's playing. Crocombe does... Coburn, too many players beginning with C, dear listeners. Coburn does that side of the game so well, where probably he's the less skillful player of the two, the less football intelligent player in some respects, but he does the hard work, and that's really what the one striker role demands of your front man. So apart from the goal, which is an odd thing to say, isn't it? I didn't think it was Ivanovic's greatest game, but anyway, there we are. As Tony's just rightly pointed out, we're bringing the 3 points back. Big week ahead of us. Stoke won't be easy. Leicester won't be easy. Can we get 2 wins? I'm going to start dreaming, dear listeners. I'm going to start dreaming. maximum points would be quite a result, wouldn't it, from that? It will be tiring, though, straight into it again Tuesday night. So, De Noor, Tony mentioned Casper De Noor, and I think I mentioned it with Doug earlier on. What a performance that was, coming off the bench 10 minutes into the game. He wasn't planning on that. The management weren't planning on that. I read today on X that word on the street is that Luongo's done his ACL, so that's a real tragedy for him. That's going to be out for some time, isn't he, with ACL injuries. Let's hope that's not true. That's just an internet rumour, but, that's the kind of buzz that's going around at the moment. But opportunities come where players fall by the wayside. And, the return of De Noor and to take on 2/3 of a match, played at such a pace and such a level and such physicality that Tony's just mentioned there, I think is quite a feat. Let's have a listen now to Ben Anthony, dear listeners.
Hello, Nick. Hello, listeners. Ben Anthony calling in after a terrific result away at QPR yesterday. I thought, while it wasn't the best performance, I would have been quite happy to come away with the draw yesterday. So to get the win, it deserves a lot of credit to that team. And we had to put in quite a bit of defensive resilience. And the squad have had to have some last-minute adaptations to it. So that takes some flexibility from the players as well. So I think they deserve some credit, in my opinion. I think we have to give a fair bit of credit to Crocombe, who coming in for his league debut with us. And I think it was his first ever championship appearance as well. And I thought he did a pretty good job coming in for the injured Bender. I also think we need to sort of praise Casper De Noor, who, coming back from injury, probably wasn't expecting to come on quite as quickly as he was. I'm guessing that's quite a nasty injury for Luongo. That didn't look good. So hopefully we're all wrong and he is okay. And wishing him all the best in his recovery. And I think just in general, while it wasn't the best performance, and I think the first sort of 20, 25 minutes, we were under the cosh really. And it takes something, it shows something in a side when, if you're not playing at your best, you can still pull off a result. And I think that's something that we showed yesterday. We showed a sort of team spirit and resilience in that squad, which was nice to see. I think the two wingers have shown some real excellence. I think Ballow's a good player, and I think having Azeez back has been a real breath of fresh air. I still have some concerns over Negley, and I think the goal coming down that right-hand side, or our right-hand side, I just wonder how much support he's giving the right back, and whether that's something we're in a position to be able to give up. But, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I think also Billy Mitchell, who, whilst having a difficult first 20 minutes, I just thought he was absolutely superb. And that pass forward for Azeez in the first goal, what a ball. 2 games in a row, he's provided the assist, and deserving of a lot of praise. So all in all, a very good day. And hopefully with a busy week to come, we're starting a good little run. All right, come on, you Lions.
Thank you, Ben Anthony. Yeah, Billy Mitchell. What a performance yesterday, dear listeners. What a ball forwards. The improvement in the range of his game has really struck me this season. When I had the opportunity, I'm going to sound like the chief name dropper, and I really don't mean to, but when I was at the end of season dinner end of last season, got a chance to speak to Billy. He's a lovely boy. And one thing he did say was he's really enjoying working with Alex Neil and his coaching staff, and he was hoping for a good season ahead this season, basically. And I think we are starting to see the fruits of that. He was obviously out for a little period with injury, but when he's come back, the levels to his game, the industry, the energy, and now the range, this long passing thing linking up with Femi Azeez, is proving really, really effective. And obviously that was the opening goal yesterday from another player who, as Ben has rightly pointed out, has been a revelation for us since his return. He was last season. He is this season, Femi Azeez. And that's a really nice combination. The Billy Mitchell to Femi Azeez link-up is something to see. And also, good fair play to Ben for mentioning Turno Ballo. Another player that can probably get under the radar slightly, but we really would notice it if he wasn't around. I've been really, really impressed with the Austrian boy. So we do have some quality. I hear you about Camille Negli, Ben. When the substitutions came in, and I think Doug made this point earlier on in our conversation this morning, that's when we conceded a goal and we suddenly started to look a bit shaky. So clearly it wasn't our best performance. And as both Ben and Alex Neil, in fairness to him, said that we can play a lot better than that. We will need to maintain this run. So big thank you there to Ben Anthony. I'm going to have one more, and then we'll call this edition quits. Let's have a listen to Bobby T. Should we listen to Bobby T? Why the hell not? Take it away, Bob.
Nick, Bobby T. Just got back into London, or got back into West London, or should we say Chelsea, my mum's house. Just left £2 of rubbish. 1, Millwall Lions 2. Well deserved, if you ask me. Man of the match, Azeez. Game of 2 halves. I mean, they had still more penalties, but anyway, all I know is we done it. £2 of rubbish. I said, man of the match, Azeez. 8 minutes. Where the fuck did he get 8 minutes from? Nick Hart and the old boys. I don't give a fuck, mate. On to Tuesday. Great result away from home. And that's what's been coming now. So now got to back it up with Stoke at home and then Leicester. But as I said, for me, Mihailo got off the mark. Love him. You know, he's going to turn the screw. Bye for now, Bobby T. Millwall till I die. Great performance. QPR, you cunts. Fuck off. Oh, one more thing. And I was in the QPR end. Vlog might be asking with the old midcast in it, but it was a fucking last 8 minutes was naughty. See you later. Love ya. Millwall, Bobby T. Oh, good afternoon, Nick Hart, Bobby T, the Godfather. Achtung, Millwall. No, just quickly, I don't know if you've done your editing. I just wanted to catch up on the analysis, me being in the QPR and don't want to do it, but hey, ain't got enough points, mate. But the back four yesterday, and the whole team didn't play that bad. And they had Harry Potter, is it Fry up front. I remember him scoring a couple of seasons ago when Wallace scored. Or was it with Duncan Watmore? Anyway, they had 2 up front, physical and all that. We got to give credit to our back line, right? And man of the match, yeah, Azeez and all, but Sturridge, right? Left back. Cooper done well with his partner in crime, Kramer, Tristan, Mihailo. And then right back, Leonard. Did you see that fucking stupid little Smith guy? Elbow. Fucking Leonard in the face. You know, that's why I hate £2 of rubbish, you know? And then the other guy, come on, their sub, who stamped on Langstaff. But the officials don't see that, do they? When it's Millwall. Anyway, we got through, but I give credit to the back four and the keeper, Max Crocodile, or Cromby, whatever his name is. He's in the sticks for good, mate. Jensen, sorry, love ya. Bender, forget it. So anyway, just want to give an analysis on the back. I mean, Paul Massimo Longo, you know, he's done well for us. A bit old pro, but hey, ACL, mate. Anyway, and Casper coming on, not fully fit. I told him it was Casper. I told him it was Azeez. Anyway, let's move on quickly. Back four needs credit there. We shut up shop, you know. I mean, Kone and the Fry. And then even the Japanese Mishiboto, come on. I mean, he fucking scared me when I was in their end. When he come on, he turned the game. But our players and our back four, we fucking stood firm. I want that same team against Stoke. We've got to turn up on the midweek games. Nick Hart, we've got to turn up. Anyway, moving on there to Stoke at home. Must win. We're in a good place. Love you. Bye for now. Love Millwall.
So there we are, dear listeners. That brings us to the end of today's edition of Achtung Millwall, following that wonderful away win there at Loftus Road yesterday. Big thank you to Doug Hume for joining us earlier in the show and for the voicemail contributors to today's edition. I shall be back tomorrow with the remainder of the voicemails and, of course, speaking to Merv. Monday with Merv, dear listeners. And then with a busy, packed week coming up, we've got Tuesday night Stoke City at home. We'll get an edition out midweek from that particular fixture. And then, once again, back at it once more into the breach next Saturday at home to Leicester City. 2 huge games in a week. let's pray and hope for maximum points. Wouldn't that be wonderful, sitting so high in the table? If we can pull off 2 wins from 2 matches, wow, big prospects ahead. So anyway, one game at a time. From me, Nick Hart, dear listeners, big thank you for tuning into this edition of Achtung Millwall. Until the next edition, which will be tomorrow, Monday, from me, it's Arrivederci Millwall. Bye for now.
Achtung, Millwall.
Who do you want to watch?
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.